Is among the crowd who've been listening to all those speeches on the screen there. Nadeem, as Alan was saying, Susan Rice, the US ambassador to the UN, making the point that when Palestinians wake up tomorrow, essentially nothing will have changed, but symbolically it has.
That's right. The speakers here in Ramallah, ahead of the vote, rallying the crowd, saying that they were making history. And it was very interesting to see the crowd's reaction to Mahmoud Abbas when he took to the stage. There was a big cheer, but then the crowd fell silent. They were really hooked on his every word. I think he really did well in the first remarks in terms of the crowd here in addressing the recent 8-day bombardment of the Gaza Strip by Israel, something that resonates strongly for all Palestinians. And I think he's playing into the feeling among ordinary Palestinians that now there might be some kind of movement towards national reconciliation. Palestinians here are not naive. They don't think that there's going to be an end to the Israeli occupation overnight. They don't think that there's going to be some kind of sudden restoration of their rights in the near future, but they do hope that their bargaining power in terms of speaking directly to the Israelis when what's known as the peace process is resumed. They hope that that bargaining power will have been increased by the possibility of Palestine using international organisations to complain about what Palestinians see as human rights violations by Israel, Shuli.
And Nadeem, has this raised President Abbas's standing in the eyes of Palestinians? Because, commentators we've spoken to have said that he was seen as having achieved very little. He was seen as a weak president, as an isolated president. Has this now raised his kudos?
I think it certainly has done, at least for a short while. He came under criticism from a lot of Palestinian commentators for not speaking out more strongly during the bombardment in Gaza. However, the fact that all of the factions have rallied round the UN bid has given him some kind of credibility, some kind of momentum to say, I represent the Palestinians and my message is the message that's being portrayed on the world stage at the UN General Assembly. He got a standing ovation at the UN General Assembly, and he's got that massive majority now which upgrades Palestine's status to non-member observer, which, as we keep hearing, gives it extra rights, gives it the chance to vote, gives it a greater presence on the international stage. No one here really thinks that it's going to make a difference to their living conditions in the short term. But what it does do, at least tonight, for the people celebrating behind me, is allows them to celebrate their national identity, to celebrate their land, and to hold their heads up high and say that we are a people. We're not just an entity that will be negotiating for status. We have status as a state now, Shuli.
And what about